Greetings, Lucky Legends. Welcome to the dojo. My name is Lucky, this is Lucky Lad TV. I'm your host of this video, and it's time for an OU Showdown live with this Sable Lord squad that I have. I don't know how many points we have. We won the first battle. Fantastic. I was about to look and see how many points we have. And again, we get nuggets. Alright, I want to see how many points we have. We have 1152, so we're not at the bottom of the ladder, which is good. We're also apparently 5-0. Hopefully we can make that, 8-0, because the first battle didn't count. The reason that I'm recording a Showdown live for today, and by the way, I apologize for the upload being late. I didn't have a video for today, and I had no idea what I wanted to record, so I was kind of like procrastinating, and I'm just like, you know what, whatever, I'll do this. As we see, probably Mega Low Punny. This looks like an interesting matchup. I definitely want to open with Kryptonite. I know he can open up with, or he opens up with that, which is terrible, but I can switch out into Burb. Because he has Toxic. So, would he be unaware? Could be unaware. Either way, I'm just going to switch out into Autumnal, our Scolipede. So he goes for Soft Boiled. So he was predicting an attack there, which is fantastic. I can go for a Swords Dance here. He can go for Stealth Rock. Fantastic. We kill things now. I'm going to go for Poison Jab. It'll take out the Clefable, whatever the fuck it's called. We outspeed everything on his team. Obviously, Low Punny has Fake Out. Gothitail does not take an X-Scissor. I'm running X-Scissor rather than Mega Horn because I kept missing Mega Horn. And it was so annoying. You'd think that 85 accuracy would hit, but it doesn't. It missed so much. Now, I don't mind taking a Fake Out. No matter what, we live a hit because we are Focus Sash. I'm going to do a Lucky Analytics of this team. Joey Pokegame helped me out with it a little bit. So I will definitely, show you guys some of that. Does fighting resist poison? I can never remember. I know poison resists fighting. Mega Low Punny resists Bug Dark Rock. It does not resist. Okay. Our opponent DC'd. But basically what would happen in this battle is I would Poison Jab this thing. It would die because it's freaking Scolipede. Scolipede hits hard. He would go out into whatever the fuck he wants. If he was a good player, he would go out into his Scizor and click Choice Banded Bullet Punch. In response to that, I would switch out into Rotom Wash because he's gonna be Choice Banded on this team. It would just make the most sense. Then I could freely Volt Switch around the rest of his team. He has no ground types. And basically, I could actually go out into Excadrill and click Earthquake and kill the rest of his team after getting some damage off on Scizor. No matter what, Scizor cannot destroy the rest of our team, especially with Mega Sableye. Once I got that thing Mega Evolved. But like I said, this is the Sable Lord squad. We got another interesting team, which is actually UU, except for Zygarde, which is BL. And yeah, Crawdon got moved down. So, best plan of action here. I just want to open up with Kryptonite and probably just burn something. He opens up with the Aerodactyl. I want to burn this thing. Make it, basically not a threat. Make it so that the rest of our team has a much better time, because this thing is super duper fast and it hits really hard. Not insanely hard, but it does hit really hard. So if we can burn that thing, obviously we're not going to be able to outspeed it super easily, but if we get a speed boost up with Scolipede, we can kill it with Aqua Tail. Or we can probably one-shot it with an Iron Head from Excadrill. Just because Aerodactyl is quite frail. Mega Aerodactyl included. But here we will get off our Mega Evolution. We will go for the Will-O-Wisp. It will land, which is very fortunate for us. As right there we see the Aerial Ace. So, I'm looking at my opponent's team, and that Whimsicott is a problem. Because it can Encore us, or it can Taunt us. But I'm more worried about Encore, which is why I don't want to go for Calm Mind, because a Prankster Encore would be a pain in the ass to deal with. So I'm actually going to go out into Cybertron, because like I don't care that you went out into Zygarde, because Hydro Pump breaks your sub like 100%. And that's even if this is sub. It is Outrage. He gets a crit. Actually, knowing that, I can switch out into Kryptonite. I'm not immune to it, but it's not going to do crazy damage. Okay, it does crazy damage. Are you banded? We live in. I wasn't sure if he was banded. I think that's banded damage because we are max defense, max HP. And I'm going to go for another Will-O-Wisp. He's confused. We missed the Will-O-Wisp. I'm going to go for Recover. His confusion ends. Yeah, he's definitely choice banded. And I know for a fact that we live this next Outrage, so I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp again. Hopefully we will land it this time. We do land it this time, so now we have two of his really big physical threats burned. We're not safe, so to speak, because the next Outrage will kill us. So I'm actually going to go out into Bacchus, because, yeah, we will eat that up just fine. And at this point, I want to go for Knockoff, just to get rid of an item. But I also want to try and go for Giga Drain to kill this thing. But I'd rather go for Knockoff. Yeah, because I figured there's a good chance of him switching. And even though he switched out into Mega Aerodactyl, it can't do much to us. And Rock Slide will definitely take it out. Because he's burned, so his attack is, booty right now. He's not going to be able to leave that much of a dent in our Tangrowth. And of course we have Regenerator, so as soon as we switch out, we get a bunch of HP back. We just have to wait for him to make a Mewve. A Mewve? Mewve. Yeah, see, that's just booty damage. And he goes down to burn. I didn't think it would kill, just because we don't hit that hard. Being, Tangrowth and all. I'm going to switch directly out into Cybertron. I don't want anything taking a huge hit. We live that Flame Charge, and I'm actually going to go for the Pain Split here. We may not live. We do live the attack. So we get the Pain Split off. We're going to bring this thing down to much lower health. As I have no idea what item he is, but I definitely want to paralyze him. He can't one-shot us. As it brings out the Whimsicott. Paralyzing this thing is huge. Because it's already really fast. But now it can't really touch us. So I'm going to Volt Switch out, and I'm going to go right into... I'm thinking Shallow Grave because... Actually, no, Stun Spore would work on us. I could go out into Kryptonite, but that's really dangerous because of, Fairy Stab. I'm going to go out into Burb. And he's fully paralyzed, which is just fine and dandy. Now, at this point, I do want to bulk up, but I don't want to get, Encored into bulk up. Actually, we'll outspeed this thing, so I don't have to worry about Encore, because we can Roost before he uses Encore. And we should actually be in a decent position now. I'm going to go for bulk up again. Would he even beat Encore on this team? I mean, there's always a good chance of having Encore, just because it's really good with stopping setup sweepers or stopping like Stallmons, because you can Encore switch Roar or something like that. That's always a good combination, and that Arcanine could definitely have Roar. Looking at my opponent's team, because for one thing, it gets destroyed by Mega Scizor. Because, Arcanine can kind of take on Mega Scizor. He goes for the Moonblast. That does absolutely nothing. We are Spadef Burb. And we're not going to be able to just straight up one-shot the Umbreon. The Arcanine is... Was the Arcanine Intimidate? Sent out Arcanine. Arcanine was not Intimidate. So, Arcanine can't really stop us. So I'm going to go for Bulk Up 1 Mogian. And just because at +3, we can definitely one-shot that Arcanine because it's not defensive. We can take out the Zygarde. We can take out the Crawdaunt because Crawdaunt is frail. The Umbreon we have... Okay, you just forfeited. Fantastic! We're doing awesome, guys. We're kicking ass. Alright, so this is a Mega Pinsir team. Now, for those of you who do not know, Mega Pinsir is the biggest killer in GBA history. It has the best differential. It has, like, an absolutely ridiculous amount of kills. And my opponent's team is very, very annoying. But I want to open up with Kryptonite no matter what. Because we can Mega Evolve and go for Shadow Ball. Just because I want to break this thing's balloon. If we can break this thing's balloon, Excadrill can kind of come in and have a lot of fun with Earthquake. He has the Lava Plume. He doesn't burn us, which is good. As I'm guessing he's offensive in some way, shape, or form. So, I'm going to switch out into Burb. We can't do much to this thing, but I want to figure out, like, just what his set would be. He has Flash Cannon as well. I'm going to switch out into Drill. As we'll probably... Okay, so he has the Stealth Rock. We do have Rapid Spin. I'm not going to go for it right now because we will die. And I can't go for Iron Head because it's double resisted. I could go for Rock Slide. But I'm just going to fire off Earthquake. If we have to double back out, we can double back out. But he actually switches out into his Rotom. We have Mold Breaker, so that was a mistake. It even displays Mold Breaker when you switch in. So what is this thing going to be? I have no idea. So I'm going to switch out into Kryptonite. Because if it's the stored power set... Yeah, it's probably the stored power set. It can't beat us 1v1 because stored power doesn't affect us. So I'm just going to go for Recover. And then start... I could go for Calm Mind. No, I can't because he still has Blissey. So there's no point. Yeah, that doesn't really do anything, but... You know... He does lose this battle 1v1. I'm actually going to go for some Calm Minds. Because that way, eventually we will crit him and he will die. And that's all we that's all we really need. Alright, so he Psycho Shifted the burn onto us. But it doesn't matter because he still can't hurt us. I can just keep going for Calm Mind. Yeah, stored power doesn't affect me. That's why I was not worried about this. Actually, we can probably no, we can't 1v1 the Chansey because it has Soft Boiled and stuff. Alright, so we're at +4 Calm Minds right now. I'm going to go for the Recover. Because he could switch out. He obviously isn't. For some reason. But he could. He could be Unaware Clef, or he could be Magic Guard. There's no telling with a team like this, where just the whole thing makes no sense whatsoever. Considering that he has no really good physically defensive Pokemon. So he brings out the Clefable. That's definitely Unaware. Which means that I want to burn this thing. Why are you Calm Mind Unaware? Why are you Calm Mind Unaware? What is with people... I've encountered this before. That's what bothers me. I've encountered people before who are like, yeah, Calm Mind Unaware, duh. I'm just going to switch out into Scolipede. I'm going to switch out into Scolipede. We're going to not take that Moonblast. But we can go for the Poison Jab. It'll do a lot to that thing. He goes out into the Heatran, which is fine. We do have the Aqua Tail, and we do outspeed. So I'm just going to go for it. We don't kill. Is that, like, partially defensive or something? At this point, we can go out into Cybertron, fire off a Hydro Pump. As, you know, he has a lot of different options. I don't really care what he goes for, though. Soon enough, we'll be able to win with our Talonflame. We just need to get rid of the Heatran and the Clefable. Well, actually, we don't really need to get rid of the Clefable. We just need to, you know, get some good damage off on it. Actually, I don't even know if we need that. Depends on what kind of Clefable he is. If he doesn't have Thunder Wave, then we can just destroy it. I'm going to Volt Switch out here. I want to go out into... I want to go out into Burb. But... we should take a Seismic Toss after Rocks. We should take that just fine. I'm going to switch out into Burb. I think we take a Seismic Toss after Rocks. He goes for Wish, so it doesn't matter. At this point, I am going to bulk up. Switches out into the Heatran. Lava Plume, Flash Cannon, Stealth Rock. I don't think you have a rock type move. We're gonna find out. I feel like you would have Earth Power because you have no ground coverage on your team, with the possible exception of Earthquaking Mega Pinsir. But either way, we're gonna go for the bulk up. If we can get to +6, we should be good. But it all depends on, you know, what he has. Alright, so he goes out into the Clefable. Calm Mind, Moonblast. I really don't know what kind of set it is. I'm going to go for Roost. If he's Thunder Wave, we're in a bad spot. Again, you're unaware. Stop trying to set up. I'm burning you. Stop being dumb. Yeah, that's not going to do anything. Which means that we can definitely stall this thing out. Well, not stall it out, but we will beat it 1v1. You can't burn us with Psycho Shift. It doesn't work that way. I'm a fire type. And I'm going to go for bulk up again. Like I said, if we get up to +6, we just destroy his team. But right now I'm just going to go for Brave Bird. Because I do want to take this thing out. It is annoying. I don't want to have to deal with it. I don't know how much this is going to do. Because Sigilyph has decent natural bulk to it. However, it should still do a good amount of damage. We are at +4. Granted, we're completely uninvested, but still, we're at +4. Or rather, technically we're at +3 because he's at +1. That does plenty! Okay! So that was the damage that I was looking for. I know he's going to go for Rooster some... Okay, he just forfeited. Fantastic. Yeah, he definitely lost that. He definitely lost that. I'm going to go for one more. One more Bjartle. As we run into frickin' UU garbage mons. Actually, these are all good mons, but, you know, they're all UU. It's probably a Mega Sableye. We're 8-0. So I already got to 8-0. Autumnal can actually beat Slurpuff. And I feel like he's going to open up with his... this thing. Either way, I want to open up with Kryptonite. He opens up with Rotom Heat. That's fine, too. I'm just going to Mega Evolve, and... I can't go for Calm Mind because he does have the Slurpuff. So... well, I can go for Calm Mind. It's just not necessarily going to do much. So I'm going to go for the Calm Mind. It'll actually help us take whatever this Rotom decides to go for a little bit better. Yeah, that Volt Switch did a lot. Is that like Scarf Rotom? Potentially. I know nobody runs that anymore, but... I feel like it could be Scarf Rotom because that seemed to do a lot of damage to a +1 Mega Sableye. But I have no idea. I don't know Calc's, like, the back of my hand. He goes out into the Slurpuff. There's no way you can one-shot me. You're a Slurpuff. Yep. Catch this burn. Alright, so you're burned. You can still do a lot of damage to me, which I'm not happy about. But Scarf Drill reaches 450. Alright, so you would outspeed. I don't want to take a play rough. I don't think I can take a play rough. Burb can probably take a play rough. And fire off a... Yeah, I take that just fine. He actually lowers my attack, which is actually kind of bad. So I'm going to go for Bulk Up. And actually, no, I'm just going to go for Roost to get my HP back up as he goes for the return. We take that just fine, too. And at this point, Brave Bird will definitely kill. Or not. I forgot how terrible Talonflame is. So we just lost our Talonflame. We didn't really need it for this matchup. It would have been nice for, like, the Azelf. But that's kind of like it. Because Gyarados could just... I don't think we would one-shot Gyarados. At this point... Well, at this point, Kryptonite has a field day. I'm going to go for the Recover this time. We will get outsped. That is definitely invested. That's ridiculous. But he also doesn't really have a switch in to this. He can't taunt us because of Magic Bounce. He can't Encore us because of Magic Bounce. Why did that just occur to me? We can't be Encored. I'm going to switch into Bacchus. Because if this thing is like Sludge Bomb, Prediction. Alright, but I'm feeling like he's choiced in some fashion. That would be my guess. It would make sense. But I can go for Rock Slide. As he decides to stay in. That doesn't do a crazy amount. He's not choiced. And he puts us to sleep. But I'm going to switch out into Bacchus. And then switch back out. Because that does nothing. And I definitely want to be in a much better position against this thing. So I'm going to switch out into Autumnal. He can't put us to sleep. That still does a lot. Leaf Storm won't kill us. We double resist it. I'm going to SD. As he switches. So that's actually really good for us. As long as we connect this Aqua Tail, it'll kill. And, like, I know we're faster. We're a Scolipede at +1 speed. He has the Sableye. I'm switching out into Kryptonite. Because I'm sure he's just going to try and burn us. And I don't want none of that. He goes for Foul Play. Well, that's fine, too. Are you not Mega Sableye? Alright. So now we're at a much better amount of health. So I feel much better going for Calm Mind. Because that does not do that much. I don't mind that he poisoned me. It's obviously going to be a bother. It's like the same thing as being burned. But I definitely beat him 1v1. Because I can just, you know, Calm Mind up and then start firing off Shadow Balls. Which, actually, we probably win with Sableye now. I'm not sure why he's using a UU team in an OU battle. Unless he has Mega Gyarados. I didn't think of that. But that would be kind of silly. Because then his team just gets 6-0'd by friggin' like Mega Gardevoir or something. We can definitely Calm Mind again. And now we can go for the Recover. I want to be at a really good amount of health before I start attacking. Because I would ideally like to just tear through... Oh, he crit me. Fantastic. Well, Probably only going to get one. So I'm going to go for recover again. Alright, that Giga Drain's doing a lot more because it's not resisted. But we can take 2 of them and go for the Calm Mind. Recover up. And he crits us again. Fantastic. We're going to go out into Scolipede. We're going to click Sword Stance. Can't put us to sleep. That crit was super duper annoying. As now I'm going to fire off the Exeter. He does have Will-O-Wisp and he reveals it right there. That still does a really good amount though. So I'm just going to go for it again. Gyarados comes in. Gyarados is a problem. Autumnal is useless now, so I'm just going to go for Poison Jab, try and poison this thing. That would be very nice. Switches out into Roserade. Okay. That does a lot of damage. And I'm going to go for Poison Jab again. We're not going to take this thing out. But we can bring in our Excadrill after that. And click probably like Iron Head or something. Alright, so he's playing around with Intimidate. Which is, you know, play around with Intimidate, fine. We don't get the poison, which is awesome. We do outspeed this thing, though. There, we finally get the poison. And, can't one-shot Bacchus. Unless you're, and even if you're Bounce, you die to poison. The reason I'm laughing is because Bounce is terrible. You're Mega Gyarados. Ice Fang's not going to kill us. We're freaking Bacchus. Nice try. So Bacchus gets his well-deserved kill. As I feel like you just want to set up your rocks. But we really need Bacchus. Actually, we don't. Now that I'm thinking about it. What we really need is Excadrill to wake up. Your Life Orb? Okay. That means you die to Earthquake. And I'm going to click that Earthquake. We're not going to wake up because yeah. Of course not. Foul Play one-shots us? That's ridiculous. That's absurd. Paralyze the Sableye. Foul Play is not going to do anything to us. And I can Hydro Pump. That doesn't kill, of course. And go for Volt Switch. Take out the Sableye. But now you can just go out into this thing. We actually lived that, which is shocking. As I paralyze this thing, we can outspeed and go for Pain Split. It's not going to do us much good. Yeah, we just die. Alright, so we lost that last one to a frickin' UU team plus Mega Gyarados. But, you know, the team's not really designed. It's not designed to deal with that. But I want to thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. It's very much greatly appreciated. But with that, I'm going to get about. Best of luck out there. I will see you all soon. Goodbye.